Euro USD live Monday the 16th of September 2024. Market direction with entry, stop loss, and the take profit. Remember, on this very live stream, I'll be also having a free giveaway. So be sure to stick around as I share everything in today's live stream. Now, if you're new here, my name is Gani, and on the channel, I share everything about financial markets. So if you're out there and maybe you lack clarity when it comes to financial markets, this is exactly the channel that you should always be checking out. Now, every Monday to Friday, I get onto these live streams to basically share what I believe the direction of the day is going to be like on the Euro USD. Now, this is the world's most traded Forex pair. So if you did not know that, this is the world's most traded pair. So for some reason, so many people trade the Euro USD because there are so many transactions that go on between these two regions. That's the Europe area and then the United States. There are so many transactions that go on. So for some reason, this is one of the most stable pairs with good volatility and then also good volume. In that case, it's a very stable pair, and it is not those kinds of pairs that you're going to, have that there will be so many manipulations on it. There's not so many manipulations when it comes to this particular pair. So definitely it is a very stable pair. So if you've been looking for a pair to trade, definitely this is one of the best Forex pairs to trade, especially if you are a beginner. Now, as I call the direction on this Euro USD, I basically use my strategy, which is a 50% win rate strategy with a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. It basically enables me catch these directions very, very spot on. So if you are an ardent follower to the channel, you know that most of the times I actually get these very, very correctly. So if you're out there and you maybe lack a strategy to trade, definitely I'm going to be sharing this for free right here on the channel. So be sure to stay tuned as I actually unpack everything about this particular strategy. So thank you so much for whoever is joining right now. I greatly appreciate you taking your time to basically join me here on the channel. Now, there's something I would like to talk about. Let's talk about the fact that if you are out there, or basically, let's talk about the lack of self-trust, especially when it comes to trading. Have you ever been there and maybe you're trying to put on that trade and for some reason, you hesitate, especially if you've just checked out maybe your mentor online and maybe on their X, or you could call it Twitter, they've just shared what their market direction or basically what they think, where they think the market is going to go, and you start, second guessing yourself and all that. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, this basically means you do not trust your strategy or you do not trust your system. So what I best recommend you do is actually go back test your system very well. And then once you have proven data behind your particular strategy that you trade, then this is when you can come back and, trade that strategy very well. So this is my word of advice to you. So hope you take it and you'll be able to definitely improve on your trading. Now, getting back to the strategy, as I've told you, it's a 50% win rate strategy that I trade with a 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio. This enables me stay profitable in the market all the time. So if you someone who follows the channel, you know that most of the times I show you guys my results, and I've been green, or I've been having green months from May of last year. So this is a proven strategy that I share here for free. So if you are out there and you lack a strategy to trade, definitely this is going to be the strategy that you're going to be using to actually trade the Euro USD. So basically that is it. And usually before I even get onto the charts to basically see what the kind of direction the Euro USD is going to take, usually I have some kind of routine that I go through. Now, for me, before I jump onto the charts, usually I like to also see what the fundamentals of the day look like. Although I do not trade these fundamentals, but I want to see the time when these fundamentals are going to be released for the day. Now, the website I like to use for this is forexfactory.com. Now, let me try and share my screen so that you guys can see exactly what I'm seeing on my end. Let me try and share my screen just in a bit so that you're able to see exactly what I'll be seeing on this side. So that's my screen. So let's try and check out forexfactory.com. So this is it. And today being the 16th of September 2024, we can clearly see that there's not any kind of news event that is going to be released. Now, for me, I filtered this website to actually only show me the red folder news events. And you can clearly see there's no red folder news event for today, the 16th of September 2024. Now, the reason I always like to check out this is simply because as these red folder news events drop, most of the times the brokers that we use, they tend to widen their spreads. And if that particular trade you're, let's say, in happens to go against you, you might find yourself losing more on that trade than you had earlier anticipated to lose on that particular trade. So if you said maybe or predetermined to, let's say, risk maybe 10 pips on that particular trade, these guys might end up slipping you maybe 10 more pips. So this can always happen. So for you to avoid such things, for me, what I like to do is basically before this news drops, maybe 5 minutes before this news drops, I like to move my stop to break even. This way, even if I get slipped through these news events, I do not, face very severe drawdowns. So this is how I trade. This is how I do it. And I happen to have found this very profitable for me. It always helps me, most of the times you don't want to, let's say if you said, I want to lose only $100 if this particular trade goes against me, and then what ends up happening, these news events drop and you slipped maybe $100 more. So this way, this will mess up your P&L and you will not like it. Trust me, you will not like it. So the best way to actually trade through these news events is basically you managing your trades this way. When you move your stop to break even, this enables you, cushion yourself against such heavy drawdowns that might be caused by slippage from your broker that you use. So basically, this is it. And let's get onto the chart to see exactly what the day looks like. So this is the chart right here. You can clearly see this is what we have for today. Now, when it comes to the strategy that I trade a strategy that bases off the previous day's price action. Now, when we look at the previous day's price action, the previous day was Friday. So when we look at Friday, this was Friday. Let me try and clear my chart very well. So this was Friday's price action right there. So what I like to on the previous day is what I like to call an area of interest. An area of interest can either be an order block, it can either be a fair value gap, or this can be equal highs or equal lows on that previous day's price action. Because what usually ends up happening on the next day, price always likes to tap back into these areas before it actually reverses in the other direction. So I like to always, use this as my guide for the day, or this is basically how I coined, or this is how I crafted my strategy. And I'm telling you guys, it's a very profitable strategy because these things almost happen on every single day. So if you're a trader out there and you lack a strategy to trade, definitely this is going to be the strategy that you're going to be using in your trading. So basically, what am I trying to say? When it comes to basically trading this strategy, I'll be looking at this previous day's price actions. So this is what we had. It was some kind of choppy price action. There's nothing very clear. Price didn't move up or it didn't go down. It was just, ranging in between this particular range. If we can see this very well, you can see it ranged between these two areas. So this is basically what we had as price action. The day opened right here and it closed here, forming this as the high at 1.11021, and then the day's low was this right here at 1.10703. So basically that's what we had as price action. Now, what do we look out for today, the 16th of September 2024? So what I'll be looking at today is basically to see, has price already tapped into these areas? Now, when we look at up here, or when we look above here, you can clearly see that price has already taken out that previous day's high. So what then I happen to find, or what basically I'll be looking out for, is for price. For me, I'll be looking for price to basically take out this high for today's Asian session. Let me try and mark that out, because we can see there are even equal highs right there. So I'll be looking or waiting for price to take out these equal highs of the Asian session today. So once price takes those out, those equal highs out, and then that's when I'll be looking to actually, take my entry on this upper side, looking out for something like. So once price takes out this particular level, then I'll be looking to actually make my entry in the opposite direction. So this is scenario number one. If price actually doesn't do this, the other thing I'll be looking at is for price, to come all the way down here, because I can see there's an order block down here. So what I would like for price to do is basically price to come all the way down here. It comes all the way down. It takes out any of the stops resting below there. I expect price to, reverse in the other direction. So these are the two case scenarios that I'll be looking at today. Once price gets to either this level at 1.11047 or this other level right here at 1.10729, once price gets to any of these two levels, then what I basically do, for me to make my entry or take my entry, I drop down to the 5-minute time frame, and this is where I take my entry. And when it comes to entry, I like to use basically something I call an inversion fair value gap. This is when price basically overlaps or covers a previously existing fair value gap. So if we had, let's say, a bullish fair value gap, if a bearish candle comes and covers that fair value gap that was previously existing, then this basically means price has formed an inversion fair value gap. It has basically covered a previously existing fair value gap. So once I see this happen on the 5-minute time frame, then this is when I take my entry. So I'll be closely monitoring this level and this other level. So if price gets to any of those levels, then I drop down to the 5-minute time frame for me to be able to take my entry. And when it comes to the stop loss I always use for 10 pips in the market. This is my stop loss. It's a mechanical stop loss. I use 10 pips as my stop loss. And when it comes to the take profit, I always use 30 pips as my take profit. And most of the times I like to squeeze this to a 1 to 4 to basically be able to make extra profits from the market. So basically, this is how I trade, and it's how I've traded for the longest time, guys. And I'm telling you, this is a very profitable strategy. So if you're someone out there and you did not have a profitable strategy to trade, definitely this is going to be the strategy that you'll be using to actually trade the Euro USD, because this is something that always will keep you profitable in the market, for you to basically be able to always stay afloat when it comes to your trading. So basically this is it. This is what I'm going to be looking at today, the 16th of September 2024. This is how I'll be looking out or this is what I'll be looking at in the market to basically be able to wait. If price actually gets to any of these levels, I strike. If price doesn't get to these levels, then I'll just sit back and wait maybe another day. If price gets to whichever other, kind of direction that I'll be setting out maybe for tomorrow or the next day or any other day, then I'll be able to take my trades. But if price doesn't get to these levels today, I will not take that trade, because these are the kinds of rules you need to incorporate into your trading. And these rules basically guide you or enable you stay disciplined for you not to take unnecessary trades that you do not have to take in the market. So basically, this is what I'm looking at today, the 16th of September 2024. And guys, remember, you always have to have very good risk management in place. If you do not manage your risk well, definitely you will not be able to stay profitable in the market. You need to manage your risk well. Don't try to live just for today. There's so many people out there that try to live for today. They over risk, they go full margin trying to make a quick buck. Guys, if you like, or if you want to become a profitable trader, you need to think long term. If you're thinking long term, basically you will always be profitable in the market, because you're not going to over leverage, you're not going to over risk on your trades, you're not going to make some of those careless mistakes, like maybe instead of tapping buy, you tap sell. You will not, make such silly mistakes. So the best thing I tell you is to actually pay good attention to detail. Instead of tapping buy, don't tap sell in a form of a mistake. Do not do such minor errors. Don't do these errors, because this is how you remain unprofitable. If you really want to become profitable, you better pay good attention to detail. Try and stay as someone who always pays good attention to detail on whatever you're doing in the market. So basically, this is my word of advice to you. And then also, in case you do have any questions maybe for me in regards to maybe this strategy, or maybe generally anything around trading, maybe psychology or any of those, you can always reach out to me. My email address is down in the description. You can always send me an email and ask me whatever you would like to ask me, or follow me on other socials like maybe TikTok. I'm there. On X, I'm there. So you can always, reach out to me, send me a message asking me whatever you're asking me in regards to trading. I'll be ready to answer you back. So in case you also found this live stream very helpful, please go ahead, like this particular live stream, then also subscribe to the channel. You can as well share this particular live stream maybe with a friend or colleague that struggles with the daily bias when it comes to their trading. So basically, this is it for today. In case of any of those questions, you can always go ahead, ask me right here. I'll be ready to actually answer you back. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate you staying on and, watching all through. I always do these live streams before the London session opens, so that you're able to know exactly what the kind of direction is going to be on the Euro USD. So thank you so much for joining. I greatly appreciate. Thank you. Have yourselves a good trading day.